In this recording, you will be shown information on how to read PNR history. PNRs are also referred to as booking files. Here is a PNR which has flight, car and hotel segments. To display the history for this PNR, type Display H and then press Enter. This will display all of the history. The history is coded and saved in the order that each event took place. The most recent history is shown at the top of the display and the oldest history at the bottom. Best practice is to read the history from the bottom up in order to see the progression of the booking from creation to the most recent transaction. To move down to the bottom of the history, type MB and then press Enter. It is also possible to look at the history in sections. For example, you may want to know what happened to the flight segments only. You can select only the history relating to the flight segments using the entry Display HIA. This will display the history for air segments only. The screen which is displayed consists of many codes and many lines of information. If you are unfamiliar with history codes, you can refer to the help page by entering H/HIST. This help page will display a full list of history codes along with an explanation of what each code means. For example, ACI means Added Customer ID Field. The codes are listed alphabetically, making it easy to find the code that you're looking for. To move down through the list and display more codes, enter MD. You can also move up the list by entering MU. When you are ready to redisplay the air history, type Display HIA and press Enter. You can also copy the entire list of codes into another terminal window. This means that you can scroll through the list of codes rather than using MD to move down or MU to move up. It also means that you can have the history displayed in one terminal window and have the codes displayed in another, so that you can flick between the terminals as and when you need to. In order to do this, firstly open a new terminal window by clicking the plus symbol at the top of the screen. Then display the help page by entering H/HIST. Next, click the Terminal menu and select the option Copy Terminal as Text. A prompt will appear asking the question, do you want to retrieve all content from host? After you select Yes, all of the information from that help page is displayed on one screen. Now you can scroll through the list of codes using the scroll bar on the right-hand side. When you need to refer back to the booking history, simply click the terminal window in which you previously displayed the history. The best way to read the history is from the bottom up. The very first line in the history is a credit line. A credit line is added to the booking when it is first created and every time that the booking is subsequently ended. The credit line in this example shows that the booking was created by an agent working in pseudo-city EA7 using sign-on 41. The booking was created at 16:46 on the 16th of November. Above the credit line is the received line showing that the booking was received by agent sign-on 9141. Each time that you view the received line, whatever changes have been made are displayed directly above it. So in this air history example, you can see the credit line and the received line with the original creation date, and then you can see that flights were sold. Above this information, we have another credit line and another received line, showing that the booking was received at 15:25 on the 17th of November. Then the history codes XS and AS appear. XS is cancelled segment and AS is added segment. This is because there was a date change from the 8th of October to the 5th of October. Sometimes you may retrieve a PNR for the purpose of looking up the historical filed fare data. To display the filed fare history, enter Display HFF. Filed fare history appears when fare quotes are added or deleted in a booking. For example, here the history code XFQ appears, which means that the stored fare quote has been cancelled from the booking. The received line and the credit line show who completed this transaction and when. You may also want to display history specifically relating to hotels. To do this, enter Display HIH. This will display the history for hotel segments only. To display history relating to cars, enter Display HIC. More options for displaying itinerary history can be found in the help pages by entering H/DIH. You can also view history for customer data such as name and phone history, service information history, ticket data history, and queue trail history. For example, to view the queue trail history, enter Display HQT. To begin reading the oldest queue trail history, you can move to the bottom of the screen using the entry MB. Then you can enter MU to move up as you read through the history. Some queuing transactions are automated and some are manual, but all of these transactions are stored in the history. For example, the history code AQP means added to programmatic queue placement. This shows that the booking was automatically placed on queue 30, whereas AQQEB/48 shows that the booking was added to queue 48 manually. The history code XQ appears when the booking is removed from a queue. For example, this booking was queue removed from queue 55. Other examples of how to display customer data history can be found in the help page H/DCDH. When looking at long history, you may prefer to view all the information on one scrollable screen, rather than using MU and MD to move up or down. To do this, after entering Display HQT, for example, click the Terminal menu at the top of the screen, and then select the option Copy Terminal Content as Text. A prompt will appear asking the question, do you want to retrieve all content from host? After you select yes, all of the information from that history page is displayed in one screen. Now you can scroll through the history simply using the scroll bar on the right-hand side. If required, the history data can be highlighted and then copied and pasted into a Word document.